Destruction versus Prodigy. Win before the time limit. A battle that shatters the universe.
Following the battles on planet Cereal, Goku and Vegeta have been diligently training on BEERUS' planet. Despite achieving great strides in their training and even greater control over their Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego forms respectively, they both knew it wasn't enough. They were desperate. They were well aware of the fact that they were weak, far too weak. BEERUS started to notice this sense of desperation emanating from the Saiyans during their training sessions, and it piqued his curiosity. One day, while watching Goku and Vegeta spar as he enjoyed a bowl of ice cream, BEERUS asked his angel attendant Whis a question. Why were the Saiyans so desperate to become stronger? It was almost as if they have seen something that scared them badly. Something so terrifying that it's pushing them even farther than ever before. Whis puts down his ice cream bowl and without missing a beat, recalls that FRIEZA had recently appeared and defeated both Goku and Vegeta in one swift move. BEERUS nearly chokes on his ice cream upon hearing this. That was impossible! Goku and Vegeta were practically gods. No, they were stronger than most gods by this point. Not only that, he recalls FRIEZA's power back from the Tournament of Power. He was strong for sure, but by mortal standards. How could he have suddenly gained the power to defeat someone as powerful as Goku and Vegeta at once? BEERUS recalls something he had overheard Whis tell the pair a while ago. Something about the strongest warrior in the universe appearing. Couldn't be FRIEZA. Could it? BEERUS puts down his bowl and stands up, approaching the Saiyans as they are about to clash. The god appears between Goku and Vegeta, blocking both of their punches as a shockwave shoots across the planet. The pair are both stunned, but BEERUS has only one question on his mind. What happened on planet Cereal? What did they see? With some hesitation, Goku and Vegeta explain what happened. From their meeting with the Heaters, arriving on planet Cereal and encountering Granola, BEERUS didn't have much patience for long-winded stories and tells them to hurry up and get to the important part. Vegeta stammers nervously, skipping ahead to the point BEERUS was waiting to hear. During their battle against Gas, FRIEZA had suddenly appeared on the planet. With zero effort, he dispatched Gas, a foe who was strong enough to give them and Granola, one of the strongest in the effort, immense trouble. Then, while they were in their strongest states, FRIEZA defeated both of them with a single punch. There it is again. FRIEZA somehow defeated two beings who were in the realm of gods. How is this possible? But more than that, he was starting to feel excited. Maybe FRIEZA could give him some fun? BEERUS had heard enough. Stepping away as he orders Whis to come with him, he wanted to see FRIEZA's new power for himself. Vegeta tells his master to hold on. He doesn't understand just how powerful FRIEZA has become. However, BEERUS expands his aura, which pushes the Saiyans back. He reprimands Vegeta and reminds him to know his place. No matter how strong FRIEZA has become, he is nothing compared to him. Goku places his hand on Vegeta's shoulder. They should trust Lord BEERUS and his strength. Vegeta ultimately relents, and the pair wish him good luck as both BEERUS and Whis disappear. Elsewhere, in the vastness of space, we find an enormous Frieza Force mothership. Within the ship was Frieza himself, in the command deck as Kikono reported the recent successful invasions by his army. However, in an instant, a flash of light illuminates the room as a blip is heard as Whis and BEERUS appear before the Space Emperor. Kikono was terrified, and the Frieza Force soldiers ready their blasters, ready to attack the intruders. However, Frieza orders them all to hold their fire. Frieza was worried, but not nearly as nervous as he used to be when in the presence of Lord BEERUS. The Cat God noticed this as Frieza welcomed him to his ship. As Frieza was about to ask why he had been graced by his lord's visit, BEERUS tells the Emperor to shut up. He's heard what happened to Goku and Vegeta. Frieza gulps. Was he here to get revenge for those apes? However, BEERUS shakes his head. No, he had no interest in getting involved in their petty disputes. He was far more curious to see this new power. He wanted to see for himself Frieza's brand new strength. The strength to overpower those two Saiyans. Frieza starts to sweat, and for a moment he panics. But just as fast as that emotion came to him, it goes away as Frieza slowly smiles. Perhaps this was a golden opportunity to test out the full capabilities of his power. Frieza bows respectively, accepting BEERUS' request to battle him. BEERUS grins. He didn't think Frieza would be so willing to battle. He wasn't the same old coward from before, back when he ordered him to eliminate the Saiyan race. Frieza requests that they fight in a suitable area as BEERUS points his thumb behind him. They be taking the fight outside to the vacuum of space. They don't have to breathe. They can fight to their heart's content out there without worrying about any planets. Without much of a choice, Frieza requests Kikono to move their ship far away if they value their lives. Kikono quickly mobilizes the soldiers and technicians, speeding away as Frieza and BEERUS enter the dark void of space. Surrounded by nothing except stars and meteorites, this would be a suitable fighting ground. Whis steps back, watching over the pair, ready to intervene at any moment. BEERUS asks Frieza if he feels afraid standing before him as the Emperor relents. He is anxious, yes, but more than that, he's eager to test the full extent of his power. BEERUS' eyes flash as an immense grin forms on his face. He shouldn't be so cocky against a god of destruction. The battle begins with a clash between fists that immediately blows away any nearby meteorites into dust. Although he is already in his fourth form, Frieza is barely able to defend himself against the unrelenting onslaught of attacks launched by BEERUS. The feline deity comments that Frieza is leagues above what his power was back during the Tournament of Power. Yet, it is still not enough to satisfy him. It didn't explain how he was able to defeat Goku and Vegeta. Slowly, BEERUS starts to become annoyed with this pitiful performance. He snaps, his aura expanding as he demands to see more effort. As BEERUS' ki rises, nearby stars start to flicker and lose their height at the immense power snuffing away their light. Frieza uses the opportunity to display some more of his strength as his body starts to glow in a brilliant shine. Golden Frieza arrives, and BEERUS isn't impressed. The deity could tell this wasn't his full power. He was still holding back, and this did not sit well with BEERUS. Not one bit. BEERUS charges a ball of condensed Hakai energy, and with no mercy, he flicks it at a surprised Frieza. BEERUS demands to see everything he's got, or else he'll be erased on the spot. Golden Frieza struggles to hold back the Hakai sphere, desperately trying to mold it, repel it, anything. Yet despite how much he was struggling, Frieza can only grin with a small sense of satisfaction. In a surprise turn of events, Frieza, through the strained breath, actually apologizes. He admits that the reason he was holding back was because he didn't want to end this battle too quickly. He wanted a chance to not only test his full power, but also enjoy this fight to its fullest. BEERUS is pissed at this remark, yet he cannot help but to admire Frieza's confidence. Despite being on the verge of erasure, Frieza was still assured that he could escape and win. He tells the Emperor that he could handle whatever he can dish out. Frieza chuckles, and as the Hakai sphere begins to engulf the Emperor, he makes one final remark. Alright then, Lord BEERUS, do try your best not to die. In an explosion of black miasma, the Hakai sphere is immediately destroyed. BEERUS' eyes widen. He couldn't believe that Frieza could just annihilate destruction itself. No, it was more than that. His aura itself was able to disperse the destruction orb. BEERUS looks on with anticipation as a swirling vortex of black energy continues to grow, threatening to snuff out every nearby star and consume them whole. From the inescapable darkness, a single figure steps out in a glorious ebony display. Black Frieza was unleashed once again. Just from his presence alone, BEERUS could already tell that Frieza's new form was the real deal. He now understood why Goku and Vegeta were defeated so easily. Black Frieza is immensely powerful, probably the strongest mortal BEERUS has ever encountered before. Frieza laughs at the power emanating from his splendid body. Was Lord BEERUS speechless? Perhaps he would like to know how he acquired said power. Frieza reveals that he acquired this power from training in a strange room where time was warped. A single day in the outside world was a year within. And Frieza? He trained in that room for 10 years straight. BEERUS finally understood. This was the answer for the last question nagging at the back of his head. No wonder he became this strong so quickly. The deity thinks back to when he first met Frieza and how he was impressed that a mortal could be so strong on their own. He once viewed Frieza to be the pinnacle of power in Universe 7, and now, so many years later, Frieza had reclaimed this spot in BEERUS' eyes. The cat god smiles maliciously as his aura expands to match Frieza's. Finally, things were starting to get exciting. The battle resumed, and the results were beyond expectation. Entire galaxies were snuffed out in nanoseconds as the impact of their strikes destroyed any planets in the vicinity. Stars collapsed from the sheer pressure, creating unimaginable chains of supernovas. Yet, their raw power pales in comparison to Frieza and BEERUS' battle. Entire galaxies are disrupted and scattered from the mere clash of their fists. As Black Frieza continues his savage assault, BEERUS extends more than 50% of his power to keep up with the Emperor. From the sidelines, Whis reminds BEERUS that their 3-minute time limit for their battle is just about up. If they continue beyond that limit, he'd be unable to turn back time and clean up their mess. But more than that, if he lost his cool, the entire universe could be destroyed before time could be rewound. BEERUS understood he needed to end this quickly. BEERUS charges forward with his hand pulled back, ready to unleash one final blow. Frieza followed suit as fiery determination flashes in their eyes. The two godly beings collide, their punches landing squarely on each other's faces. Whis forms a barrier over himself and the combatants in the nick of time. If he hadn't, the resulting force of this combined attack would have definitely resulted in the collapse of Universe 7. Whis swiftly rewinds time back 3 minutes as all the damage from the battle is undone. Frieza and BEERUS pant, tired but excited nonetheless. The moment the barrier dissipates, Frieza is ready to continue the battle, but BEERUS holds up his hand. He has seen enough. He is satisfied. Besides, if this battle continues, they'll risk destroying the entire universe a second time. Frieza is stunned. He still feels unsatisfied. He knows he can push himself even further, but more than that, he felt as if he was about to reach a breakthrough. However, his pleas fall on deaf ears as Whis and BEERUS disappear in a flash of light. Frieza is left alone, floating in the emptiness of space. However, Frieza is disheartened for only a moment before regaining his bravado. Lord BEERUS. Perhaps. Was he afraid of him? Was he worried about what would happen if he ever broke his limits? Frieza laughs enthusiastically at this thought, his laughter echoing across the vast abyss. Back on BEERUS' planet, Goku and Vegeta were in the middle of taking a break from training when their masters returned. The Saiyans ask what happened between them and Frieza as Whis smiles. He tells them to ask BEERUS as the cat god takes a deep breath. The deity remarks that if it wasn't for his miserable attitude, Frieza could be a splendid god of destruction candidate. His power was beyond anything he could believe mortals were capable of. BEERUS looks over to the flabbergasted Goku and Vegeta as he reveals his assessment. They weren't ready for Frieza, not even in the slightest. Vegeta can't believe what he's hearing, but Goku can't help but tremble in excitement. Despite how hopeless it sounds, he only feels thrilled knowing that there's a new goal to surpass. BEERUS and Whis are glad to see Goku isn't as disheartened as Vegeta steps up. He won't sit back and let stooges like Frieza or Kakarot show him up. He will surpass them, no matter what it takes. Beerus smirks as he looks over to Goku and Vegeta. They have a lot of training to do if they hope to catch up to Frieza.